Hey everyone, welcome back to FT News. I'm Myra, and after years of waiting, theories, delays, heartbreak, and uncertainty, Good Omens has officially come to an end. And honestly, fans are completely emotional right now. Because the Season 3 finale delivered something that was beautiful, heartbreaking, bittersweet, devastating, and somehow hopeful at the exact same time. Aziraphale and Crowley's story is finally over. Or maybe, in a strange way, it is just beginning again. Now if you watch the finale, then you already know this was not a simple happy ending. This was not just another romantic reunion. The finale basically destroyed the entire Good Omens universe, only to rebuild it again from nothing. And honestly, the emotional weight of it all hit fans incredibly hard. Especially because this episode carried years of emotional build-up between Aziraphale and Crowley. For 3 seasons, audiences watched these two impossible beings slowly fall in love across centuries. An angel, a demon. 2 beings technically supposed to hate each other. But instead, they became each other's entire world. And the finale fully embraces that emotional reality. The story begins with the threat of the Second Coming still hanging over everything. But surprisingly, the Second Coming itself is not actually the biggest danger anymore. Instead, the true catastrophe comes from the disappearance of the Book of Life. And honestly, this becomes one of the darkest concepts the show has ever explored. Because the Book of Life is not just some magical object. It literally contains reality itself. Everything, every person, every memory, every place, every universe. And once pages from the book begin getting burned inside the eternal fire, reality itself starts disappearing. Entire beings vanish from existence. Even powerful heavenly figures like the Metatron and archangels begin disappearing completely. And then the show reveals who caused all of it. Michael. After spending ages feeling ignored and overlooked in heaven, Michael finally snaps and steals the Book of Life. And honestly, this twist feels tragic more than evil. Because throughout the series, heaven was always portrayed as deeply flawed, cold, bureaucratic, controlling. And Michael finally breaking under centuries of resentment honestly feels like the natural result of that system. As Michael burns page after page, the universe itself begins collapsing. And despite Aziraphale trying desperately to stop her, it becomes clear the destruction cannot be reversed. But then Crowley manages to save one final page from the flames. The page connected to Wickper Street, the location of Aziraphale's beloved bookshop. And honestly, that detail is incredibly important. Because the bookshop was never just a shop. It represented home, safety, humanity, their shared life together. It was the one place in the universe where an angel and demon could simply exist together without choosing heaven or hell. And now it becomes the final surviving piece of reality itself. Inside the surviving bookshop, Aziraphale and Crowley attempt something impossible. Using blank books inside the shop, they begin rebuilding a new version of the Book of Life. But then the finale takes another major turn. Satan himself appears. And soon after, even God becomes involved. Now honestly, one thing Good Omens has always done brilliantly is mix comedy with huge philosophical questions. And the finale fully leans into that. Because suddenly the story becomes less about stopping an apocalypse and more about free will itself. Crowley openly questions why humanity was created only to constantly suffer. Why humans are punished simply for acting human. Why free will exists if heaven and hell constantly manipulate every choice anyway. Meanwhile, Aziraphale asks perhaps the saddest question of all. Why did God allow him and Crowley to find each other, only to repeatedly tear them apart? And honestly, those moments may be the emotional core of the entire series. Because underneath all the humor, fantasy, and chaos, Good Omens was always about choice. About identity. about love existing outside systems of control. Then comes the biggest moment in the finale. God offers Aziraphale and Crowley a choice, not just to save the universe, but to completely remake existence itself. And what follows is honestly devastating. Inside a recreated Garden of Eden-like space, Crowley and Aziraphale finally speak honestly about what they truly want. Aziraphale's answer is simple. He just wants Crowley. Nothing else matters to him anymore. But Crowley wants something bigger too. A universe where humanity can truly have freedom. No heaven. No hell. No angels controlling people. No demons manipulating them. Just genuine human free will. But creating that world comes with a terrible cost. They themselves cannot exist inside it. Which means Aziraphale and Crowley realize they must sacrifice themselves completely. And honestly, the goodbye scene is absolutely heartbreaking. The two hold hands while preparing to disappear forever. And before they fade away, Aziraphale presses his fingers against his lips and then gently against Crowley's lips. It is quiet, simple, tender. But after centuries of emotional repression and longing, it becomes one of the most powerful moments in the entire show. And then they disappear. The universe ends. Everything goes black. Honestly, for a few moments, it genuinely feels like the show has given fans the cruelest possible ending. But thankfully, that is not actually the end. Billions of years later, a completely new universe exists. Humanity has returned. Life continues. But now there is no heaven or hell controlling everything from above. And then comes the emotional final twist. We meet human versions of Crowley and Aziraphale. Professor Anthony Crowley, an astrophysicist, and Aziraphale, a gentle bookseller. And honestly, the moment they meet feels magical. Because even without memories of their old lives, they're instantly drawn toward each other again. Almost like destiny itself survived. They agree to dinner. They slowly build a relationship. And eventually, the finale jumps forward years into the future. We see them older, married, living peacefully together in a cottage while stargazing beneath the night sky. And Crowley says something incredibly emotional. I have the universe out there, and I have you. I have everything I've ever wanted. Honestly, that line perfectly summarizes the entire show. Because even after losing everything, somehow they still found each other again. And that may actually be the true meaning of the ending. Love surviving beyond identity, beyond memory, beyond heaven and hell, beyond existence itself. Now naturally, fans are very divided emotionally. Some viewers wanted Aziraphale and Crowley to remain immortal together exactly as they were. Others think this ending is beautiful because it finally allows them to exist freely as equals without celestial systems controlling them. And honestly, both reactions make complete sense. Because this finale is intentionally bittersweet. The original Aziraphale and Crowley technically ceased to exist. But their love survives in another form. And that feels very Good Omens somehow. One more emotional detail fans are talking about is the tribute to author Sir Terry Pratchett. Near the end of the finale, the show focuses directly on a portrait of Pratchett himself. And honestly, for longtime fans, that moment feels incredibly emotional. Because Good Omens was always deeply connected to Terry Pratchett's spirit, humor, warmth, and humanity. So ending the series by honoring him directly honestly feels perfect. My final thoughts? Good Omens did not give fans a simple fairy tale ending. Instead, it gave them something more emotional and human. A story about sacrifice, freedom, choice, and love powerful enough to survive across universes. And honestly, even though the ending hurts, it also somehow feels right. This is Myra from FT News, signing off.